Hello. So, today I kind of want to talk about. It's a bit of an overarching theme with me, where I really don't like ideologies. If you can think of any intellectual ideology, you can then abuse and warp it to whatever the hell you want. All ideologies are essentially useless. So if you're just somebody who believes in capitalism, you're like capitalism is the best. I should do everything I can for capitalism. Then you're fucked up in some ways. If you think socialism is the best, then you're fucked up in other ways. If you subscribe to an ideology, what happens is you're giving yourself all the baggage of that ideology. Ideologies are not flexible. They're not very good at what they do. This is a very open stereotype with hedonism, for example. Hedonism being the ideology that involves your main objective is a shit ton of personal pleasure. Like your main goal is personal pleasure all the time. So, the hedonist is very often portrayed, especially in like Greek stuff, as the drunk, the guy who's like, let's have a party, and they do all that kind of stuff. Now, in that particular mindset, hedonists, most hedonists say, yeah, you gotta have the drugs to have maximum pleasure. Yeah, that's what a lot of hedonists would say. But here's the thing: if a hedonist has a drug problem, like they take so much drugs that at a certain point their body stops functioning the way they want it to. Like they start instead of experiencing maximum pleasure, which is the goal of hedonism, they start feeling pain because they can't function normally. Then the hedonist has gone against its main point. So that hedonist, in the search for maximum pleasure, stops doing the thing that provided the pleasure in the first place. And then you're scratching your head, you're like, wait, what? The thing that you were doing to achieve maximum pleasure is hurting you. So, the hedonist in that sense decides, okay, I'm going to either become sober. That way I have the maximum pleasure that I can achieve because I'm sober. Or they start weaning themselves off so that they find just the right amount of pleasure because of drugs. It's weird. It doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. If your ideology is based on a religion, then you're fucked, because that's just all sorts of contradictions everywhere. Seriously, for the most recent and most horrifying example recently is the Buddhists in Myanmar. They are currently based on their ideology of peace and enlightenment committing a genocide against Muslims. Yeah, that's not very peaceful or enlightening. So, what the fuck? How do they justify this? How does the peace and enlightenment ideology justify genocide? Ugh, gross. Gross. This is how they justify it. They justify it by saying, hey, these here Muslims are disturbing the peace, therefore they must die. Thus having the most peaceful that they can try to achieve. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So, to sum that up, it's basically ideologies are garbage. There's no ideology that works. All ideologies are a collection of ideas to inform how you should act in a given situation. It's not necessary. All you have to do is take each situation as they come. Don't let a piece of paper or somebody argue your position. And that's what you do when you give in to the concept of an ideology. It's not helpful. In fact, most of the time, it's used to straw man you. Now, what do you mean by straw man me? For example, the recent gun debate, whatever. The right wing is going crazy, saying, "Oh, these kids are crisis actors and leftists. They're all leftists," but they really aren't. Some of them are Trump supporters. Some of them grew up in families with guns in the house. Almost all of them are not for a ban on guns. But that leftist ideology is for guns, right? Mm-hmm. If you go on a lot of places will tell you that the left, like if you're a leftist, then you can't be for guns. Now, the left and right is way too broad terms for me to say whether that's true or not, but either way, you pin yourself down. Because if you want to call yourself something, then you called yourself that. So, yeah. Don't stranglehold yourself with an ideology. I think I basically covered what I was trying to say.